Two people, both born in South Africa, both have foreign parents. Yet the internet calls one a South African and the other one a Nigerian. Why? At first glance, this looks like a double standard. But once you look much closer, you will realize that it's much more deeper than just birthplace.
All right, while we wait for the magistrate's decision, which is scheduled on for the 19th of August, let's hear this.
The issue, though, is that the magistrate court has no power to issue a deportation order, and this has become the subject of a legal dispute. But the reality is,
South Africa is my country and the only home that I have ever known. We were recognized, documented, and treated in every way as South Africans, from the registration of our births to, in my case, the issuing of a South African.
Guys, how are you all doing? On today's video, let's talk about Chidimma. I needed to talk about Chidimma because Chidimma has been trending for the past 1 week. I see a lot of people asking Chidimma, why are you fighting so hard to stay in South Africa rather than going back to Nigeria? A lot of speculation. This is a lady fighting for injustice in South Africa. I remember when Tyla, people were saying, oh, Tyla never spoke a word. Or Tyla, some are saying Tyla never spoke a word against xenophobia attack towards Nigerians, while others are saying Tyla spoke during Chidimma saga. Was it last year or last 2 years? Let me tell you something. I remember Tyla made a tweet saying she is not in support of how Chidimma is being treated in South Africa, but nevertheless I stand with South Africa. Indirectly, whatever she's going through in South Africa, it's none of her business. She supports how South Africans are treating her. How can you say you come out online and condemn something? On the other hand, you're saying you're standing with South Africa. That means what South Africans are doing to her is correct, right? It's correct. She stood with South Africa. Then why can't Nigerians also stand beside Chidimma? I went on Twitter again. I saw people are saying Chidimma betrayed Nigerians. Chidimma betrayed Nigerians. Nigerians supported Chidimma. At the end of it, Chidimma took that crown which she did not deserve to South Africa. But in my honest opinion, even if South Africans are doing something wrong, Tyla stood by South Africa. We all saw how South Africans treated Chidimma, right? Everyone condemned it. But Tyla still stood by South Africa. She condemned it, but she still stood by South Africa. What's stopping Nigerians? Nigeria, what's stopping you guys from standing beside Chidimma? In front of South Africans, Nigerians are blaming Chidimma. We all know Chidimma did something bad. Chidimma did something bad. But don't give your enemies a chance. Don't give them loophole to insult you people. You see, Twitter is a very dangerous place. If you're not emotionally stable, don't go to that place. I'm telling you, don't go there. Those ones, they are on their own. They have a wall on their own. I'm telling you, they are brutal. Those people on Twitter. So yeah, for me, Chidimma, in my own honest opinion, Chidimma should just come back to Nigeria. All this brouhaha fighting, it's not worth it. Let her come back to Nigeria. That's all I can say. Anyway, guys, please don't forget to subscribe on my channel. Take a look and watch this video.
If you search online, you will see that Helen Zille was born in 1951 in Hillbrow, Johannesburg, to two German parents that fled Nazi Germany because, obviously. But then she is described as a South African politician. And then you will see that Chidimma was actually born in 2001 in Soweto in South Africa, but then she's actually described as a Nigerian model. Well, lucky for you, I have my thinking hat on. So at the time Helen Zille was born, both of her parents fled Germany to reside in South Africa. They lived there their whole lives and they were actually naturalized South Africans. So under the law at that time, Helen Zille was born in South Africa and was a fully fledged South African because her parents were now both South African. But with Chidimma, her father is Nigerian and her mother is Mozambican. Now, some people did say that her mother was a naturalized South African. But then that fact came into dispute and it seems like she was actually not a naturalized South African. So this means that Chidimma is now someone who was just born in South Africa with two foreign parents. And number two, the reason why journalists, blogs, and even pages like Wikipedia refer to Helen Zille as a South African and Chidimma as a Nigerian, this is basically based off their work and what they did. Once Helen Zille was born, everyone knows she has been dedicated in the South African political scene. You know, she's been there for some time and has done some notable things. And she hasn't done anything linking herself back to Germany. It wouldn't make sense for Wikipedia to describe her as a German politician because it doesn't have anything to base that fact off. Now, with Chidimma, we all know she was in this beauty pageants and so forth. And then once she was rejected from representing South Africa, she decided to tap into her Nigerian heritage and represented Nigeria. So as far as the world is concerned, she is a Nigerian model. This is what is going to be presented online. And people that update Wikipedia, this is all that they see. A Nigerian girl representing Nigeria. And thirdly, it's also about loyalty. Once Helen Zille's parents came to South Africa, they stayed in South Africa. They became South Africans, especially under the laws of those days, they were European and so forth. And Helen Zille has dedicated her life from a very young age up until now. She's a grandmom and she's still running for mayor of Johannesburg. So this is what people see. Whereas with Chidimma, once she couldn't represent South Africa, she didn't say, you know what, I won't be able to participate in this show because I can't represent my country. What she did is that she tapped into her Nigerian ancestry and went ahead and represented Nigeria. So now people see you as someone who flip-flops. And that move alone, and she even said things like she'll never come back to South Africa. So those two things alone will ensure that people completely reject you. Just because you were born in South Africa, it doesn't automatically make you a South African under South African law. Both or one of your parents have to be a South African or naturalized South Africans. Being from a place or identifying with a certain race or group is not just about what you look like or where you were born. It's also about what you represent. And can the people from that said group, find you relatable? Do they see themselves in you? This is why someone like Benny McCarthy, who looks black, says he's not black and is actually accepted as a colored person, because being colored in South Africa is not just about what you look like. It's a language, it's a way of living, it's a lifestyle. And then you get someone like Pearl Tusi over here who identifies as black and not colored. But if you were to look at them, you would think that this is actually the black person and this is actually the mixed race person. Another person is Tyla. Technically she's Indian, but I don't think anyone regards her as Indian. People think she's colored, and rightfully so. A passport can tell the government where you're from, but your actions will tell the world who you represent.
Identity documents and passports. Here are the words of the former Miss Universe Nigeria, Miss Chidimma Adetshina, as she submits an affidavit at the regional court in Cape Town. In her exact words, she proceeded, and I quote, "Now, we have been stripped of every status we held in South Africa. We are not only de facto illegal foreigners, but we have also been barred from ever holding a visa or permit under the Act again." As we all know, Miss Chidimma Adetshina was the former Miss Universe of Nigeria. She allegedly got into the country of South Africa using the Limpopo/Mozambican border, where she got into South Africa, went straight up to Cape Town in her house with her minor son, and got arrested for being in the country unlawfully, given that sometime around December 2024, she was declared a prohibited person and wasn't allowed to get into South Africa. South Africa is her home. It is the only home she knows. From birth till now, she knows only South Africa as her home. And she wants to regain her legal status in South Africa. She wants nothing to do with any deportation process because she knows she is South African. Now, you all, what are your thoughts about this?
Act does not entitle a magistrate to issue an order of deportation.
The magistrate doesn't need to order deportation for deportation to occur. The Department of Home Affairs have legal authority under South Africa Immigration Act to arrest, to detain, subject to legal safeguards, and to deport people who are found to be illegal foreigners. And as it stands right now, Chidimma is classified as an illegal foreigner. The authority comes primarily from the Immigration Act 13 of 2002 as amended. So the administrative deportation process can actually proceed independently of the criminal court. How do you think this will swing? May God continue to bless South Africa and her people. Thank you for watching. God bless you.
One thing for sure is that South Africa will always stand by their own. South Africans will not come and tell you that, oh, you remember during Tyla issue with Tyla had an issue, and this about this color where Black Americans were dragging Tyla. South Africa stood by Tyla. Nigerians should learn how to stand by their own. Other people cannot be dragging. South Africa as a whole, they don't want Chidimma to keep staying in South Africa. Nigeria shouldn't be part of the people that are dragging this lady. This lady has gone through a lot. Just for the fact that she is a Nigerian, you guys just have to stand beside her. If you people throw her, who is gonna pick her? I want to know. South Africans don't want her. Nigerians are on Twitter condemning her, dragging her. She scammed Nigeria. She did this. We supported her. She left us and went back to South Africa. Blah blah blah. A lot of drama online. Is it necessary now? Is it necessary? Nevertheless, I do not support what South Africans are doing to Chidimma, but I stand with South Africa. Remember this word. This was Tyla's word. Nigerians are not ready. You guys are not ready. Nigerians, you're not ready. Already, some Nigerians are already buying Tyla's ticket. I saw it on Twitter. Some were being proud. Oh no, I'm not going to cancel Tyla. We're gonna attend that concert. We don't care. What, guys, please.